get started. Come to a comfortable seat on your mat. Today is going to be a total wild ball, curve ball, whatever. We're going to kind of see how we feel, see how I feel, see how this whole practice goes. So going to definitely be trying to in tune with your body. I am just the guide. You do whatever feels right for you. So that being said, let's come to a comfortable seat, maybe cross-legged, maybe on your knees, whatever you can get, sitting up nice and tall where you can really open up your heart center. Let your shoulders come down away from your ears. Just let the hands relax wherever they feel comfortable. And just begin to notice your body. Notice if there's any tight spots. No need to adjust, just notice. Notice where they need extra love. And now begin to bring awareness of everything that's touching the ground. See if you can soften them down a little bit more. And travel up towards your shoulders, pulling them back and down, making sure you have room for your heart. And now start to bring awareness to your breath. Taking a deep inhale, starting at the belly, going all the way up to the collarbones, and exhaling out all the way down back to the belly. Inhaling in, sitting tall, and exhaling out, grounding down. Trying to match the inhales and the exhales. Bringing your count to about 3 or 4. Breathing in through our nose and out through our nose. Finding that constriction in the back of your throat, making more of an audible sound, our Ujjayi breath. This is our warming breath, our heating breath, warming our body and our muscles from the inside out so we can get into the poses easier and more kindly on ourselves. Our breath is what helps from our mind wandering, staying with it. It also helps relax our muscles from constricting if we're in a stressful pose. It tells our body that we are okay. So staying with this breath the whole practice. And bringing your hands to heart center. Taking this time to set an intention. Maybe it is just staying with the breath. Maybe it's an I am statement of a quality you're working on. I'm working on patience. So every inhale, I say I am. And as I exhale out, I say patient. I say it in the current tense because I am training myself to be that way. Maybe you want to be a morning person. Maybe you want to stop limiting yourselves and be a dreamer. Maybe you want to be a leader, help others, server to others. Repeating that I am statement or your intention 3 times to yourself. a deep breath in. Open your mouth and let it go. And gently open up your eyes and make yourself into tabletop position. So hands directly under our shoulders, knees right under the hips. Next, inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. And exhale and round, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone. Inhaling for cow. And exhaling and rounding. Completing 3 more rounds on your breath, finding any other movement that might serve you. Let's do one more full round. And come back to a neutral spine. So belly is engaged, drawing in and up. Crown of the head and the tailbone are going long. Sending our right leg back, keeping it on the earth to start, just waking up the hamstring or the calf and sending it long, almost like lengthening the hip here. Really pushing through the heel, but still working the heart forward. So I still have my core engaged. And now I'm going to begin to float that foot up, keeping the hips square to the earth and reaching the left arm forward. So opposite foot and hand. Big breath in, reaching long, and exhale, elbow to knee. Breath in, reach long, elbow to knee. Stretching long, elbow to knee. Stretch long. Lower your hand. Bring your left leg out, and we're going to start to open up that hip. Reaching now the right arm to the sky for like a modified side plank. Really flexing into the lifted leg. Let's dive our arm over our head. Stretching long from fingertip to toe. Taking a breath in, and now elbow to knee here in front of your body. Stretching long, elbow to knee. Stretch long, elbow to knee. Reaching long, staying here for the exhale. One more breath in, stretch, and come down to tabletop. Dropping your belly, lifting your gaze for cow, and exhaling and rounding, tucking the chin. And finding the flat back. Sending the left leg back now. Reaching the heel back, pulling the heart forward. Really working on lengthening here. And floating the foot up off the ground. Reaching the right fingertips forward. Creating the length here. Big breath in. Elbow to knee, round and cat back. Reach long. Elbow to knee. Reaching long. Elbow to knee. Reaching long. Lowering the hand, finding a little kickstand here, and opening up our hip. Reaching the left arm to the sky now. Flexing into that foot, diving our arm over our head. Big breath in, elbow to knee in front. Reaching long, palm faces down, elbow to knee. Extending long, elbow to knee. Reaching long, stay for the exhale. One more breath in, stretch, and lowering back to tabletop. Dropping your belly, lifting the gaze for cow. And exhaling, rounding, tucking the chin. And drop your belly, lift your gaze. Curl the toes under and hips go high for downward facing dog. Taking some time here to make any movements that serve you. Maybe bending one leg and then the other. And finding some stillness. Really pushing into the hands, reaching the arms back, sits bones high to the sky. Relaxing the head. Take a breath in, rise up on the tiptoes. As you exhale, lower the heels to the earth. Inhaling, rising up. And exhaling, lowering down. Inhale, lift up on your tiptoes and begin to make some steps to the top of your mat. Finding a halfway lift and fold. Halfway lift, making this active, bringing your hands to your shins, really pushing into them so that you can pull the shoulders down. Let's tuck our chin slightly so we have a flat back. Pushing the hips back, my hamstrings are lit up, my belly is engaged, my heart is going down towards the floor, broadening across my chest. Big breath in and fold. Halfway lift and fold forward. Sweeping up to stand, reaching up high, mountain pose. Stretch up, palms come together, leaning over towards the right. Inhaling up and over towards the left. Inhaling up, bending our arms, leaning back. Breath in, reach up and fold forward. Halfway lift and fold. Sweeping up to stand, stretching up tall, palms together, over towards the right. Inhaling up, over towards the left. Back up. Cactus arms, look back, reaching up, diving forward. Halfway lift. Step back to high plank. Really firmly pushing through our palms, puffing up our shoulders, sending the heels back, engaging the glutes, engaging the belly. Lift the right foot up and tap it outside. And back to center. Left foot up, tap it outside, and back to center. Rock forward on a breath in, lower down, upward facing, back to downward facing dog. Staying with your breath here. One more big breath in. Exhaling it out, looking towards your hands, stepping to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, and fold forward. Sweeping up to stand, reaching up high. Bending our arms, broadening across, looking back. Reach up, fold forward. Halfway lift, step back to high plank. Holding here, finding that firm body, pushing everything, engaging everything, lifting the right foot up. Now kick it out a little higher than you did before, and back to center. The left foot up, out a little farther, and back to center. Hips go high for downward facing dog. Inhale forward to high plank. Rock forward, lowering down, upward facing, back to downward facing dog. Big breath in, emptying it out. One more big breath in, look towards your hands. Empty completely and jump. Halfway lift, fold forward, sweeping up to stand, reaching up high, finding the cactus arms, stretching up, chair pose, sinking down. Hips are sinking back, making sure you can still see your toes. Weight is more in our heels, lifting our heart. Big breath in and fold forward. Halfway lift, step back to high plank. Big breath in, lowering down, upward facing, back to downward facing dog. Right leg goes high to the sky. Flexing into the foot, really reaching long here. Breath in, lift the heel, and come forward, knee to your nose, rounding the back. Leg up high, knee to your nose, leg up high, knee to your nose, squeeze it in, place your foot down for a low runner's lunge. Left hand stays planted, reaching the right arm up. Really pushing through that back heel, kneecap is lifted, long through the crown of the head and body. Breath in, reach through the fingers, twist open, framing that front foot, stepping back, high plank. Big breath in, lift the right leg, send it out to the side and back to center. Left leg lifts, out to the side, back to center. Rock forward, lower down, upward facing, back to downward facing dog. Left leg lifts high. Keep the toes pointed down, hips are square, working on length. Breath in, lift the heel, pull forward, knee to your nose. Back up high, knee to your nose. Back up high, knee to your nose, squeeze it in, placing the foot down. Right hand stays planted, lifting the left arm to the sky. Really flexing through that back leg, sinking the hips low. Active through the top arm, twisting open the chest. One more breath in, and framing that foot, stepping back, high plank, and downward facing dog. Big breath in. Emptying completely, looking towards your hands. Jump. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Chair pose. Sinking the hips. Lifting the arms. Big breath in through the arms. As you exhale, hinge and fold forward. Reaching up long. Chair. Hinging, skier squat. Stretching up long. Skier squat. One more. Reaching up and folding forward. Halfway lift and fold. Sweeping up to stand. Hands come to our heart center. Grounding down in the left foot, lifting the right knee up towards our chest. Hinging back for airplane. Active in that top leg, or in the back leg, lifted leg. Lift the heart a little bit, reaching the fingers back towards the foot. Breathing here. Hip is going down towards the earth. And now bending into that leg, finding crescent lunge. Sweeping the arms up. Adjusting your stance here. Wiggling the feet, making sure you have a nice steady foundation. Breath in, up through the fingers. And as you exhale, reach forward. Inhaling up. Reaching forward. Stretching up. Reaching forward. Stretching back up. Stretch forward. Frame that foot. Flow back to downward facing dog. Big breath in. Emptying it out, bending into your knees, looking towards the hands, jump. Halfway lift, fold forward, chair pose, sinking the hips, lifting the arms. And finding the cactus arms here, trying to squeeze the shoulder blades together, coming up a little bit. Big breath in. And stretch tall. Hands come to your heart center. Lifting up the left knee in towards our chest, flexing into the foot. Keeping the hips square towards the front as you hinge back for airplane. Reaching the arms back towards the foot. Opening up the heart here. Begin to descend into crescent lunge. Adjusting your stance. Breathing in up through the fingers. And hinging forward. And reaching up. And hinging forward. Sweeping up. Hinging forward. One more time. Reach up. Reaching long. Framing that foot. Flowing back to downward facing dog. Lowering our knees down, walking our hands back and coming upright. I'm going to set up for camel pose. So making sure that our knees are right under our hips, so there's a little space in between. I like to come up to the balls of my feet, just so it makes my heels a little bit closer, but if you have more of a back bend, you can flatten into the tops of your feet. Whatever works for you. Starting with your hands at your low back, begin just by opening up the chest here, squeezing the elbows back towards one another. First, we're going to start pushing the hips forward, creating length, lifting up through the heart. As we lift up, 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 we start to go back, maybe reaching down for our heels. If you'd like to drop the chin, tuck it in and then begin to look back as you squeeze the shoulder blades together. And now you're gonna come to like a bulldog, like pulling your under chin or under jaw forward. It opens up the heart chakra or throat chakra. Staying with the breath. And carefully, hands come back to your low back. Carefully lifting up the head. Separating your feet a little bit wider so that you could lower down, sit down. Bringing the back to neutral. Taking our right arm forward and crossing it over our body. And sending it up to the sky, and then patting it back on our head and grabbing the elbow. Now lifting the gaze. Releasing the elbow, swinging that arm back around and grabbing on the fingertips. Working on opening up that top elbow. Breathing here. Sitting up nice and tall, belly's engaged, protecting the back. Release the hands. Just gonna roll out the shoulders. Crisscross the arms. And pull forward, setting back up for another camel. So lining the knees back up underneath the hips. Coming back upright. Should feel good to push the hips forward after sitting back on them like that. Hands come to the low back, opening up the chest here. Beginning to hinge back, finding the heels, sending the hips forward, heart is lifted up, shoulders are coming back, tucking the chin back so it can come down, and maybe finding the bulldog lift, or the bulldog teeth. 3 breaths. And carefully coming back upright. Separating the feet again so we can lower our sits bones down. Finding the neutral spine here. Taking the left arm forward and crossing it over our body. And lifting the arm up, patting ourselves on the back, and grabbing onto the elbow, lifting the gaze here. Really opening up the top arm. And now bringing that arm down and around, trying to grab onto fingertips. Working on that top elbow going back, sitting upright, engaging the core. And releasing, relaxing out the arms. Crisscrossing, rolling out the neck here. pulling forward to tabletop and actually lowering all the way down to your belly. Sending the right arm out to the side. We're going to push into the left hand and come to the right side. Bending into the left leg and planting that foot down to the ground. Really opening up our shoulder here, opening up our hip. If you want a quad and a balance challenge, you can go ahead and bend, come around, and reach. So we're kind of like laid down dancer. Flexing into that lifted foot, start to push your foot away. So now we're opening up both shoulders here. Being mindful and kind to the right arm that's down on the ground. 3 more breaths here. Releasing that top leg if you have it. Coming back towards center. Now sending the left arm out. And switching sides. Keeping that foot flexed, both feet flexed actually. Working on pushing the hips forward while we open up the shoulders. Each side's going to be different. I know each side looks different because each side feels different. Just breathing in, listening to your body. Two more breaths here. And with control, and coming back to center, and bringing your hands back by your chest. Go ahead and push back for child's pose. Bringing the knees wide, sinking the hips back, stretching the arms forward. And really breathing into the back body here. Feeling the ribs expand up as well as side to side. A lot of space. And come up to your fingertips, reaching our arms forward as far as they can. And now start to walk them over towards the right. Maybe you bring your left hand on top of that right. Really sinking down, stretching the whole left side. And coming back forward and over towards the left. Coming back to center, and downward facing dog. Sending the right leg high to the sky. Just bend our knee, open up the hip, flexing into the foot. Sending that leg long behind us. Knee to your nose, rounding forward. Inhaling that leg high, knee to your nose, back up high, knee to your nose, squeezing it in, stepping forward, planting that back heel down, rising up for warrior 2. Sinking low into the front leg, extending the arms out. And back to that breath. And flip the front palm, big breath in, reverse that warrior, staying low in that knee. Back to warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Straightening that leg, keep reaching back and coming forward for triangle. Hips reach back as you reach your arm forward. And then gradually coming down. Keep extending the crown of the head forward and opening up across our chest. Hips are stacking, shoulders are stacking, but room to breathe, long in the side bodies. More breath in. Looking down towards that top foot. We're going to frame our foot off and hop that left foot up a little bit, setting up for pyramid pose. So finding a halfway lift, squaring the hips off. The right hip is going back. Both feet are flat to the ground, so if they're not flat, you step up a little bit farther. And then as you're ready, you're going to exhale, folding, hinging over that front leg. Really opening the hamstring here. Trying to relax our head, our chin, our shoulders, squeezing the cheeks together, sending that right hip back. Bringing a slight bend into the right leg. I'm going to send the left leg high to the sky for standing splits. Keep working the crown of the head down towards the earth. Left leg high to the sky. More big breath in. Bending into that right leg, reaching the left leg long and back for a low lunge. Stepping back, high plank, lowering down, upward facing, back to downward facing dog. Right leg, same leg goes high to the sky. Bend your knee, pull it towards your nose, back up high. Knee to your nose, back up high, pigeon pose, knee to the wrist, working that left leg back, staying upright to really set up your hips, taking a couple breaths or two to settle down, square them off, and then as you're ready, coming forward. Coming back to that breath, breathing into any tight spots. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw, and coming back to your I am statement. Repeat it to yourself 10 times. And slowly begin to push yourself back upright, planting your hands down, shifting back to three-legged dog. Right leg high to the sky, flexing into the foot, and go ahead and bend that knee, opening up the hip. Right leg comes back down towards the ground. Left leg goes high to the sky, flexing into the foot, and pull forward, knee to your nose. Back up high, knee to your nose, back up high, knee to your nose, squeeze it in, placing that foot down, ground down in that left or right foot, and cartwheel up to warrior two. Relaxing the shoulders, making sure that the front foot is going towards the pinky toe. You can still see that big toe. Strong base. And flipping the front palm, big breath in, reverse the warrior. Back to warrior two. Reverse. Back to warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Straighten the front leg. Keep reaching back. And now come forward for triangle. Hinging at the hips, reaching the arm forward. Now the crown of the head comes forward, opening up from fingertip to fingertip. Staying with the breath, stacking our hips on top of one another, opening up the chest. Big breath in, and looking towards that front foot, framing it off, hopping the right foot up for pyramid. So a halfway lift, shifting the hips back, long crown of the head forward, and hinge. Both heels are rooted down, both legs are straight. Relax the head, relax the jaw. Bringing all our weight to the left foot, sending the right leg high to the sky for standing splits. Working on the crown of the head, coming towards the earth while that leg goes high to the sky. More breath in, lift the leg, and now stepping it back, long, low lunge. High plank, lowering down, upward facing, back to downward facing dog. Left leg, same leg, goes high to the sky, bend the knee, open up the hip. Leg comes back long, knee to your nose, rounding your back. Back up high, knee to your nose, back up high. Pigeon pose, knee to that wrist, sending that right leg long, and taking time here to settle in. Each side is going to be different. This side's definitely tighter. As you're ready, coming forward and letting your breath settle you down. You don't need to come to the final position at first. Relaxing the head. And coming back to your I am statement, your intention. And repeat it to yourself 10 more times. if you can settle down a little bit more. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the head, continuing with your statements. Begin to start to push yourself back upright. Coming back to three-legged dog, sending the left leg high to the sky, bending, opening up the hip, and back to downward facing dog. Deep breath in, open your mouth and let it go. Looking towards your hands, bending into your knees. We're going to do like 3 little hop ups, trying to get our hips up over our shoulders. Maybe one more. And then we're going to jump through to seated. Crossing, attempting, removing any extra love we have. Sitting up. Taking a big breath in, reaching the arms up, and hinging, folding forward. And coming back upright. Bringing in our feet together for butterfly. Sitting up nice and tall. Opening up the feet here helps work the hips or the knees down. Sitting up and hinging forward. Maybe your elbows come and help the knees lower down. Trying to keep a flat back, heart towards our feet, and then we just kind of tuck the chin here. And coming back upright. And sending the left leg long, taking the right leg and crossing it over. Starting just by sitting up nice and tall, squeezing the knee up towards our chest. So we have the right knee bent, so we're working on squeezing it towards the left shoulder already as we're sitting up nice and tall. So really feeling this on the inner hip of the right side. Now we're going to hold on with our left arm, still sitting up tall, twisting, bringing the right hand behind us. Engaging the left foot, sitting up tall, twisting open a little bit more. More breath in. And coming back to center. Uncrossing this leg, bringing the foot in the inside, twisting towards the left leg, taking a breath in, reaching up, and hinging forward. Really pushing the right knee down, right sits bones down, while we're really stretching the right low back, twisting here. Coming back upright. Placing the right hand behind you, leaning towards the right knee, reach the left arm up over your head, stretching the hips forward, wild thing. And coming back down. And switching sides. So right leg long, crossing the left foot over. Starting here by sitting up tall, grounding down, and pulling this left knee towards the right shoulder. This left hip has been really tight, so this, I could already feel the difference. So sitting up tall, breathing here. Now grabbing on with the right hand, working the left knee towards that right shoulder. Bring the left hand behind you, twisting. Keeping the spine tall, crown of the head lifted. Keep pulling that knee in, helps twist you around. More breath in. And come back to center. Bringing this left foot inside the thigh, reaching up and hinging forward. Coming back upright, placing the left hand behind you, rolling over to the left knee, reach the right arm up and over your head, stretching the front hips. And lowering down. And now it's time for an inversion. I'm going to set up and prep for tripod. Always come to a wall if that is going to be safer for you, but I'm going to show you the different steps to get there. Always stop at whatever stage you feel like it. If you want to do a completely different inversion of your choice, please feel free to do that as well. So I'm actually going to turn around to face, so I face you and I'm upside down. So to set up for tripod, you know, it's 3 points. It's going to be our hands and our top of our head. So placing the hands shoulder distance apart, thumbs are about 2 or 3 inches apart, spreading our fingers wide, and then our head is going to be the top point here. So then you're going to lift your hips up almost like downward facing dog. So from here, we don't want our elbows to sway apart. Can you see that? We want to pull them in, and actively pushing through our palms helps ignite this shoulder part here. We want a lot of our weight off of our neck. There shouldn't be hardly any on our neck. It's actually all of our shoulders and back doing it. So by pulling the elbows together and pushing really firmly pushing in our palms really activates our back. So walking your feet as close as you can helps stack the hips up. We're trying to get all of our joints stacked on top of one another. So from here, your next step would be to practice one knee onto the elbow. Now we want a lot of core here. We don't want to be dumping our weight really onto the elbow. Our belly should be really holding the leg up. So here's stage 1. Maybe you stay here, squeezing the belly in, working on floating the knee. Then stage 2, maybe you have both knees on the elbows. Working on almost like crow pose, squeezing them in. So we're squeezing our knees in, using our core there. So maybe you stay here. Step 2, maybe you raise one leg to the sky. And step 3 would be both. Now pointing the toes or flexing, active, squeezing the glutes, still squeezing the elbows together. Pushing firmly in the palms helps our back get engaged. Squeezing the belly, keeping everything tight. Staying with the breath. Saying right now, inhaling, I am, exhaling, strong. I am strong. I am strong. I am strong. One more. I am strong. I'm going to slowly lowering down and finding child's pose. Bringing your knees together, the arms down by your side,
Relaxing the forehead, coming into like a little turtle. And then rolling over onto your back and drawing your knees in towards your chest. Maybe rocking side to side. And bringing the arms out to a T now. Drawing the knees in and then letting them come over to the right, looking over the left shoulder. And pulling the knees back up to center and sending them over towards the left, looking over the right shoulder. And coming back to center and drawing the knees in, really making yourself a little ball, nose up, squeezing it all in, taking a big breath in. And as you exhale, taking up some space, spreading out on your mat for Shavasana. Relaxing the shoulders, arms, hips, and legs. Coming back to the natural breath and letting your body melt. And begin to deepen your breath again. Make some movements into your fingers, into your toes, your wrists and ankles. And as you're ready, drawing your knees in towards your chest, making your way over to your favorite side, in position of rebirth. Take time to honor yourself here. Be grateful for showing up. Be grateful for making it to your mat. Grateful for your body and the positions it was able to do. And grateful for just waking up today. Using your arms to push yourself up to a comfortable seat. And sitting up tall. Taking a deep breath in, sweeping the arms up. And as you exhale, the thumbs to heart center. It was an honor for you to practice with me today. I am so grateful for you and finding me, my page. The light in me honors and sees that same light that shines bright in each and every one of you. We raise our prayer to our forehead center out of respect for one another and this ancient practice. Together we bow and say, Namaste. Namaste. Thank you. Can't wait to see you again soon.